Hi! Welcome to the dojo of Firestone. I am Sensei Justin, and today I shall teach you the beauty that is the crane position. You may have seen made famous by my #1 pupil, Daniel-san, the Karate Kid. When the crane position is done correctly, no can defend. Or actually, can defend from everything. It's kind of opposite. He's no big deal. Today, we teach you to be a ninja. Hi!
Hi, class! Heard there was a ninja. That is pretty sweet. Wish I had one of those. All right, today we are going to be learning the crane position. The crane position is actually super ridiculously awesome because it does a lot of things, but primarily it is a way to protect yourself when you are doing a big jump, a big stride, or going to land on an object and you realize, oh crap, I'm not going to quite make it. I am not going to make that pre, and I am too high up to land on a cat. What do? Crane position, yeah! So let's get a little discussion on, talk about why it works, how it works, and give you guys some drills so you can have awesome crane positions and you too can become, Sensei Justin. Hi. Let us begin. The crane position, a way to protect ourselves when we're not gonna quite make that gap. So let's pretend that I'm running, jumping through the air from 10 feet away and I wanna land, bink, nice little precision on here, like from our very first tutorial Tuesday where we went over precisions. But what happens is I'm flying through the air, I can tell from my trajectory that I'm gonna land with my feet about right here. No matter how high I took my legs up, I'm not gonna make it on top. Now, eventually we'll be going over the cat position, which is how you land very low on a wall. But if I'm landing this high, I can't protect myself with a cat position. What's gonna happen if my feet hit here? My feet are gonna hit, the momentum of my body is going to pull me forward. I'm gonna slam my shins, scrape the crap out of them, and if I'm incredibly unlucky, I'm gonna slam just underneath my kneecap and rip my patella out of position. Seeing that happen to people is really not fun. We don't wanna play that game. We wanna get our feet on here to keep ourselves nice and safe. But with that precision, our feet are up as high as they can go. We're not gonna make it. How do we protect ourselves? The crane position. All right, and the crane position, just like you've seen from the awesome ninja that I heard was here earlier, that I absolutely have nothing to do about. He's just some guy that sleeps in the foam pit. When we do our crane position, it's going to be 1 foot up, 1 foot straight down, bottom toe up. Having your bottom toe up is incredibly important. So what the crane position basically allows us to do is get 1 foot a little higher than we can getting 2 feet up, which will allow 1 foot to land on top and 1 foot to land on the front. And we're gonna be squeezing with our feet together, with our legs, our quads, our hamstrings, everything right here to pinch ourselves onto the cap of this wall as opposed to slamming in and sliding down it. From here, I can then stand myself up on top of the object. Yay! I made the gap, didn't break my knees, didn't scrape my shins. I don't know if you guys can actually see from there, but my shins are covered in tons of scars. Learning experience. So, when we do this, I like to start with a very small wall. If you've never done this before, I recommend something a little shorter than this. I'm choosing this one right now because it's a good height for me for some practice drills. So what I'm going to do is I'm not gonna run, I'm not gonna do anything crazy, I'm not gonna jump off a ledge. I'm just gonna jump up and into my crane position. I come here, just nice big arm swing, chest up, just like we've done in all of our precision training before in the past, and I'm gonna land in my crane. Boop, here I am. You'll notice I am on my toe. Why do I want to land on my toe? Because if I jump on this thing and I slam down with my heel, I'm gonna have a heel bruise, I'm gonna be very unhappy. Any of you guys that have had a heel bruise totally understand what I'm talking about. You won't be able to do normal training for about 3 weeks or so as it heals. So one thing on top, toe comes down. Now before this foot lands on top at all, the first thing that's gonna intercept this wall is our bottom leg, our leg down here. Incredibly important, toe up. Why toe up? So we can actually grip and protect ourselves on the wall. If I just swing in and kick this with straight toes, Ow. If I kick it with my toes down, all it's gonna do is put a lot of stress right here on the front of my ankle and probably make some unhappy tendons and ligaments in our ankle. We don't want that. So when we jump, we must have the face of the wall being intercepted first to stop our forward momentum. And before gravity begins to pull us and slide us down that wall, our other foot will cap the top. So if you watch, although they are very close together, my face foot that lands here on the face of the wall lands first, top foot lands second. So watch one more time. 1, 2. Now, another thing I want to go over that's really important. Notice, every time I've done this drill for you, my leg is straight. Really important to keep a nice straight leg to intercept this wall. What happens when you come in with more force is you're going to feel like you want to bend that leg to absorb. If I bend this leg right now, all that's going to happen is I'm going to take all that momentum and do a flying knee into this wall. Just as bad, if not worse, than landing on top and then sliding down and taking out your shin and your knee at the same time. So we want to keep a straight leg. Another thing we want to do is that nice, strong core chest up position. Why do we want that position? Again, let me show you. If I land with my chest up, boom, here I am. Now, as I lean forward, many people when they start this, they feel the urge to put their hand down. If I lean forward to place my hands down to protect myself, notice, boom, again, my knee or my thigh, if I'm a little higher up, my shin slams into this lip. The entire point of the crane position is to protect you, your knees and your shins, from this lip. So, chest up, intercepting the face of the wall first with our toes up and a nice straight leg. Immediately following, capping with our opposite foot on top of the object we're landing on our toes, not our heels, and chest up. All right, so now that we've kind of shown you that, we're gonna go over a few different ways that you can practice this and how you can use it in actual scenarios for big jumps and fun things like that. Thing I want to talk about real quick when we jump onto our crane position during these practice drills. One thing that's really important when we do this is, again, our face of the wall is what we're going to intercept with first. For a lot of people, when they first start this, they treat it like a one-legged precision. They jump. When they're doing their basic beginning, there's not a lot of pressure, not a lot of force coming in. They land on one foot on top and then bring their foot in. No big deal, right? It's just like jumping and landing on one foot. The problem comes when you run and you jump in with a lot of force. If I'm coming with a crap ton of force and I land with one foot on top and my other foot is dangling below, that leg is going to swing in and axe kick this thing. I don't actually know, because I'm not a martial artist, if that's the right kick or not. But it's gonna be a kick and it's gonna break your toes and you're gonna be very unhappy. So always remember, none of that kind of stuff. If I do that from a big run and jump, I'm gonna have a bunch of busted toes. Ain't nobody wanna play that game. Now that we've been practicing our drills, holding ourselves here, jumping up onto a little object, eventually we're gonna start running and jumping in with force. When you come, the more force you come in with, the more proper your body position and the angle at which your foot intercepts the wall will play a critical and important role with protecting yourself from slamming into this lip. So from the further I jump away from this object to land on it, the more I am going to have to lean back and have my foot in front of me to intercept and slow myself down before clamping my foot on top. If I run from really far away, I'm coming with lots of force and I just land in this position, even if my leg is straight and my toe is up, I'm gonna slam that knee. So I need to be leaning back, having my foot hit the wall. What'll usually happen, so don't be surprised, is your foot will hit that wall and slide down as your other foot caps on top. All that energy has to go somewhere. Better for it to be sliding down the wall than sliding your shin down this edge. Make sense? I think so. All right, class. So one of the really, really cool things about the crane position that we touched on really briefly earlier is the crane position will actually allow you to jump a little higher onto an object than you could if you were doing just a precision. So here's the weird thing. If I am jumping through the air and my chest is up and I tuck both legs up, they will get to a certain height so my feet can land, let's say, on top of this object. But if I leave one leg down and pull only one knee up, that one leg that is lifted can go about 6 inches higher than the height of both legs tucking together. So what that means is if I'm jumping onto a high object and I can't quite precision onto it, by dropping one leg to the face of the wall and capping the other leg on top, I can gain about a 5 to 6 inch height advantage. I can now jump kind of like a precision without using my hands, without having to grab and climb myself up higher onto an object than I would have been able to with just a normal precision. It's pretty cool because it lets you get much higher up in the air than you would have regardless. So one of the ways that we're going to demonstrate this real quick is I'm going to take a little step off this ledge and I'm going to do a precision onto here. I want you guys to really focus on how high is my butt up above my heels. Does it look like I make it with ease or is it difficult? I'll give you a hint. I can make this jump every time, but because of what I've done to my Achilles, severing both of them a few years ago, I don't jump nearly as high as I used to be able to. So I have to use the crane position a lot more to get that extra height and to protect myself. So we're gonna do one with just a precision, see how I land. We're gonna do a second one with a crane and see how much height advantage I can get and how much higher of an object I could have jumped onto utilizing my crane position. Let's begin. Woo! All right, couldn't quite make it. Let's try that again with our crane position, shall we? Oh, so much easier, so much more height. Good for old people like me. Use it, save yourself, protect yourself, gain that extra height. All right guys, one last thing I want to touch on before we leave that's really, really important. We talked so much about our leg placement, how our feet are intercepting, how our toes are landing both on the top and the face. But one thing that's really important, we touched on really briefly, but I really want to bring the focus back to this. Your chest must be up. As we just saw as I jumped on here, I was able to land on top using my crane position. Very difficult for me using my precision. Now, what I want to point out is this. Had my chest been not up like this, but been down instead, with my chest up, I can lift that knee really high to get it on top of this object. If my chest is down, which is very common in the beginning, people want to be able to place their hands down to feel like they're protecting themselves. If I'm in this position, I can only lift my knee so high. I'm not gonna make it on top of that object, and all I'm gonna do now is bash directly my knee into that wall. So when you do this, check it out. This is as high as my leg can go with me contracting with my chest down. Pull my chest up, look how much higher my leg goes. It's very important while you do this trick. As you're doing your jump, chest up. You can look down using just your chin, using those little things we talked about at the top of your spine that allow you to be a bobblehead doll. But do not round the spine down and forward or reach forward and down with your hands, or you will not make it into a proper crane position. You will slam into the wall, you will splat, you will fall to your death in a fireball of explosion and excitement and get tens and tens of YouTube views. And nobody wants to live that life. Somebody wants to, but it shouldn't be you. Very important. So as always, class, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that fun stuff. Remember, it is a discussion. Hit me up. Tell me about what time a crane position saved your life. Tell me what your favorite parkour skills are. You got something you disagree with that I said? Let me know. You have a skill or a drill that we can utilize with this to make it better and share with a giant community of people. I love it. Talk to me. We'll figure it out. As always, I love your beautiful faces, and I will see you at some other point in time. Probably next Tutorial Tuesday. Woo! Oh, hey, what's up, guys? I didn't actually see you there. I mean, we're not doing a tutorial right now. I'm just taking my mid-tutorial break, hanging out in my brand new Firestorm sweatshirt. So comfortable, so soft. Oh, feels so good. Live free, train hard. No big deal. I'm just hanging out. I mean, just, oh, yeah. Oh.